Admiral Voss of the Galactic Union watched the blue planet grow larger on the view screen. Earth, a backwater world the Union had monitored for centuries, was finally ready for first contact. Intelligence suggested humans had achieved sufficient technological advancement, though they remained confined to their continental landmasses. "Prepare the aquatic landing teams," Voss ordered. "Remember the protocol. We avoid land contact initially. Their oceans cover 70% of the surface and remain largely unexplored by the natives, perfect for establishing our foothold." The massive Union vessel descended into Earth's atmosphere under cover of darkness, its cloaking technology rendering it invisible to primitive human detection systems. Beneath the ship, the Pacific Ocean stretched endlessly, midnight black and seemingly empty. Lieutenant Rax approached the Admiral. "Sir, preliminary scans show minimal technological presence in the target zone. Only primitive human vessels on the surface. The depths appear uninhabited except for non-sentient aquatic life forms." Voss nodded, satisfied. The reports were accurate. These humans focus their civilization on dry land, leaving their oceans virtually untouched. Deploy the primary colonization module and 50 patrol units. The Union's strategy was well established. Secure the oceans first, build underwater bases, then gradually reveal themselves to the land-dwelling species. It had worked flawlessly on 17 previous worlds. As the first wave of Union vessels entered the water, monitoring stations recorded expected marine life, fish, whales, and various crustaceans. Nothing that posed any threat to their superior technology. Deep beneath the surface, however, something was watching. At 3,000 meters below sea level, in a region humans called the Mariana Trench, a massive structure hummed to life. Dormant sensors detected the intrusion of unknown vessels. Inside a command center unlike anything humans had built, a sleek gray figure swam to a control panel. "Commander Echo, we have multiple unidentified craft entering Sector 7, reported the Dolphin operator, its clicks and whistles translated through an advanced interface. Echo, a battle-scarred bottlenose dolphin with cybernetic enhancements, visible along his dorsal ridge, moved to the central holographic display. Classification? Unknown origin. Definitely not human technology. Their energy signatures suggest capabilities beyond anything we've observed from the surface dwellers." Echo's eye narrowed. For millennia, the Cetacean Alliance had maintained their secrecy, developing their civilization in the ocean depths, while their human neighbors remained blissfully unaware of their intelligence. The dolphins, whales, and porpoises had agreed, long ago, to let humans develop independently, watching their progress from afar, while building their own advanced society. "Alert all defense grids. Activate the deep-sea communication network. I want every pod from the Arctic to the Antarctic on high alert," Echo commanded. "And contact the Orca High Command immediately." The operator nodded. "Should we inform our human liaison?" Echo paused, considering. The Cetacean Alliance had exactly 3 human contacts, scientists who had accidentally discovered their existence decades ago, and had been sworn to secrecy in exchange for limited technological exchange. "Not yet. Let's assess the threat first. These visitors bypassed all human detection systems. They clearly don't know about us either." Echo studied the movement patterns of the alien craft. "They're deploying in a standard colonization pattern. Invasion? Looks that way?" Echo's expression darkened. "Prepare the Leviathan battle group. It seems our long isolation has come to an end." As Union vessels continued their descent into the supposedly empty ocean, they remained unaware that they had just triggered the defense systems of Earth's first and most technologically advanced civilization. One that had evolved not on land, but in the vast, dark depths of the planet's oceans. The Dolphin Battleship incident was about to begin. Captain Nix of Union exploration vessel Delta 7 guided his ship deeper into Earth's ocean. Their mission was simple. Establish a forward base at 4,000 meters depth, ideal for launching the larger colonization effort. His vessel, along with 49 others, formed the vanguard of what would become the Union's newest outpost. "Status report," Nix demanded. "All systems nominal, Captain. Water pressure within acceptable parameters. No sign of advanced technology." The officer paused. "However, we're detecting unusual sonic patterns at the edge of our sensor range." Nix, frowned. Explain. It's likely just this planet's marine fauna, whales or similar creatures. The patterns are complex, but our xenobiologists assure me it's just sophisticated animal communication. Very well. Maintain course. In the shadows, beyond Union sensor range, Commander Echo assembled the first response team. 300 Dolphin soldiers in advanced biomechanical battlesuits moved into formation, their movements synchronized with precision that came from millennia of evolution in three-dimensional aquatic space. Remember, Echo addressed his troops, these aliens have no knowledge of our existence. That gives us the advantage. Strike Teams Alpha through Delta will focus on intelligence gathering. I want to know their capabilities, intentions, and weaknesses before engaging. The Cetacean Alliance had developed in isolation, hidden by the ocean depths. Unlike humans, they had built their technology to work in harmony with their environment, not to conquer it. Their suits enhanced their natural abilities. Their weapons utilized water pressure and sound, and their vessels moved through the ocean like living creatures. Lieutenant Finn, Echo's second-in-command, approached. The Orca High Command has authorized defensive measures. The Leviathan battleships are being prepared, but it will take time to bring them online. Echo nodded. Time will have to buy them. Deploy the ghost drones. Across the Pacific, thousands of small, nearly undetectable devices activated, shaped like ordinary fish and squid. These drones were the Alliance's primary surveillance network. They began feeding data back to command, providing a complete picture of the alien incursion. Aboard Delta 7, an alarm suddenly blared. Captain, we're detecting multiple objects converging on our position, the sensor operator reported, confusion evident in her voice. Identification? They appear to be marine life forms, but their movement patterns are impossible. Too coordinated, too precise. Nick stared at the display with growing concern. Weapon status? Charged and ready. But sir, these are just animals. Nix wasn't convinced. Establish communication with the other vessels. Form defensive. His order was cut short as the ship shuddered violently. What was that? He demanded. Some kind of sonic weapon, sir. Our outer hull sensors are failing. Outside, the first wave of Dolphin soldiers had made contact. Their suits, equipped with focused sonic emitters, targeted the aliens' external communication arrays. The attack was precise, designed to blind, rather than destroy. In the Union command ship still hovering above the ocean, Admiral Voss received fragmented distress calls. Sir, we've lost contact with 14 patrol vessels. The others report being under attack, but their sensors can't identify the hostiles. Voss's expression hardened. Land forces? The humans? Negative. Whatever is attacking our ships is coming from deep within the ocean. Definitely not human technology. Impossible! Our intelligence showed no advanced aquatic civilization on this planet. In the Mariana Command Center, Echo watched the tactical display with satisfaction. First phase complete. The aliens are confused. Their communication disrupted. The Leviathan fleet reports ready in 30 minutes, Finn reported. Echo nodded grimly. Send in the Orcas. From deep-sea bases across the Earth's oceans, specialized attack craft piloted by Orca operators launched. Unlike the Dolphin strike teams, these weren't soldiers in suits. They were massive biomechanical vessels with living pilots neurally linked to their systems. As the first Orca attack group approached the Union vessels, Captain Nix watched in horror as enormous shapes emerged from the darkness below, sleek, black and white war machines that moved with impossible grace through the water. By the stars, he whispered, this planet isn't uninhabited at all. The Orca vessels opened fire. Admiral Voss faced the worst crisis of his career. 37 of his 50 patrol ships had gone silent. The remainder reported engaging unknown hostiles, sophisticated aquatic vessels piloted by Earth creatures, previously dismissed as non-sentient. We need immediate reinforcements, his second-in-command urged. These dolphins and whales have technology that rivals our own. Voss slammed his fist on the command console. How did our intelligence miss? An entire advanced civilization? Where are they based? Where did they develop this technology? Unknown, sir. Our remaining vessels report that the attackers appear to be using the ocean itself as a weapon. Their sonic technologies are disrupting our systems, and they maneuver with an intuitive understanding of aquatic physics that our ships can't match. Deploy the full invasion force, Voss ordered. We won't be defeated by fish. 700 additional Union vessels began their descent from the mothership, armed with the deadliest weapons in the galactic arsenal. This was no longer a colonization mission, it was war. Deep below, in the Alliance Command Center, the Cetacean High Council convened an emergency session. Representatives from all cetacean species, dolphins, whales, porpoises, and orcas, gathered in the massive spherical chamber carved from the ocean floor. The preliminary engagement was successful, Echo reported to the assembled leaders. We've neutralized their forward units, but their main force is deploying. Our estimates put their numbers at over 700 vessels. The blue whale elder, massive and ancient, spoke with a voice that reverberated through the water. After 50,000 years of secrecy, our existence is now known to outsiders. The humans remain unaware, but these aliens pose an existential threat. It's time, said the beluga representative, her white form glowing under the bioluminescent lights. Activate the Leviathan Protocol. A hush fell over the chamber. The Leviathan Protocol had never been implemented, a last resort defense system built over centuries. Echo received the authorization code with a solemn nod. I'll oversee the deployment personally, in 7 strategic locations across Earth's oceans. Enormous structures began to rise from the seafloor. Each was the size of a human city, but shaped like ancient sea creatures, part living organism, part machine, dormant for generations. The first Leviathan broke the surface of the North Pacific with a displacement of water visible from space. Its massive form, resembling a sperm whale but 1,000 times larger, gleamed with bioluminescent patterns and mechanical components. Inside its massive hull, thousands of dolphin and whale operators worked in perfect harmony. Captain Mara, one of the few surviving Union patrol ship commanders, watched in disbelief as her sensors registered the emerging colossus. Central Command, are you seeing this? She transmitted. Something enormous is surfacing. It's bigger than our mothership. Admiral Voss received the transmission with growing dread. The creature-machine hybrid dwarfed anything in the Union fleet. As 6 more equally massive forms surfaced across the planet's oceans, he knew the colonization mission had been a catastrophic miscalculation. All vessels, defensive formation, he commanded. Prepare maximum firepower. The Union ships opened fire on the nearest Leviathan. Energy weapons designed to demolish planetary defenses struck the massive entity and dissipated across its surface, absorbed by technologies beyond Union understanding. Echo stood on the command bridge of the North Pacific Leviathan, watching the ineffectual alien attack through the vessel's sensory network. They still don't understand, he said to Finn. They came to our world thinking the oceans were empty, there for the taking. A common mistake among land-evolved species, Finn replied. They see only the surface. Show them the depths of their error, Echo ordered. Full countermeasures. The 7 Leviathans responded in unison. From their massive forms, intense gravitational fields expanded outward, creating localized distortions in the ocean. Union ships caught in these fields found themselves crushed by sudden pressure changes or torn apart by artificially generated currents. In low Earth orbit, human satellites captured unusual ocean disturbances, but no human authority could explain the massive circular patterns appearing simultaneously in all the world's oceans. The Dolphin Battleship incident had begun in earnest, and humanity remained, blissfully unaware of the war being fought in their oceans. Dr. Tom Reed had worked for the Oceanographic Research Division of the Global Marine Institute for 20 years. He was one of 3 humans on Earth who knew the truth about what lived in the deep oceans. As emergency alerts flooded his secure communication device, he knew the day he had both dreaded and anticipated had finally arrived. "What's happening?" asked Dr. Lisa Park, his research partner, and one of the other 2 human confidants of the Cetacean Alliance. Tom showed her the encrypted message. "Surface protocol active. Report to contact point Alpha." "It's finally happened," Lisa whispered. "After all these years." They had been graduate students together when they accidentally discovered the truth. Their research submarine malfunctioning at 3,000 meters depth, rescued by what they initially thought were unusually intelligent dolphins. The truth had been far more extraordinary. "We need to contact Marcus," Tom said, referring to Dr. Marcus Wells, the third human liaison. "Already on his way to the rendezvous point," Lisa confirmed. As they prepared to leave, global news networks began reporting unprecedented oceanic disturbances. Tsunami warnings were issued for coastal regions worldwide, though no earthquakes had been detected. Military channels reported massive electromagnetic anomalies disrupting communications across all oceans. At the secure underwater meeting facility, disguised as an abandoned oil platform in the North Atlantic, Tom and Lisa were escorted by dolphin guards to a conference chamber. There, they found Marcus already in discussion with a holographic projection of Commander Echo. "The situation is critical," Echo was saying. "An alien force attempted to establish bases in our territory. We've engaged them successfully, but the conflict has escalated beyond our ability to keep hidden." "My God," Tom breathed. "Actual extraterrestrials?" Echo nodded. "They came seeking to colonize Earth's oceans, unaware of our existence. We've deployed our defensive systems, but the battle has become visible to human monitoring systems." Marcus leaned forward. "What do you need from us?" "Interference. Your governments will detect our battle. They'll send investigations. You must ensure they stay clear of the combat zones and attribute any observations to natural phenomena." Lisa shook her head. "That's asking a lot, Echo. We're talking about anomalies visible from space. We're just 3 scientists. You have connections throughout the global scientific community. You've been our liaisons for 15 years. If anyone can create a plausible cover story, it's you 3. Above the ocean, Admiral Voss made a desperate decision. Contact the land-dwelling species, the humans. We need allies against these ocean demons." His communications officer looked shocked. "Sir, protocol forbids contacting primitive species during active conflicts. Protocol assumed we wouldn't face an advanced civilization hiding in a planet's oceans. Send the message. Tell the humans we can offer them technology, protection, anything they want. We just need their help against the cetaceans." The first Union transmission reached human communication networks within hours. Government and military leaders worldwide received the same message. An alien civilization offering alliance against hostile entities in your oceans. At the Pentagon, Joint Chiefs of Staff gathered in emergency session. "Are we seriously considering this?" asked the Army General. "An alien message claiming there's a war in our oceans against super-intelligent whales. Our satellite imagery confirms massive disturbances across all major oceans," the Navy Admiral replied. "Something unprecedented is happening, and our deep-sea monitoring stations have gone dark." In the underwater meeting facility, Tom received the alert about the alien transmission. "They're trying to bring humans into the conflict," he told Echo. "This complicates everything." Echo's expression hardened. "We've lived alongside humanity for thousands of years without interference. These aliens arrived yesterday and immediately seek to turn your species against us. What will you do?" Marcus asked. "We're activating the surface protocol," Echo replied. "It's time for the Cetacean Alliance to reveal itself, not to alien invaders, but to our longtime neighbors." "After 50,000 years of secrecy?" Lisa asked, shocked. Echo nodded solemnly. "We always knew this day might come. We've prepared for it. Better to introduce ourselves on our terms than allow these invaders to define us as enemies." The 3 human scientists exchanged glances, understanding the historic significance of the moment. "We'll help you," Tom said. "Tell us what to do." The world watched in stunned silence as the broadcast began simultaneously on every communication channel, in every language. The face on the screen wasn't human. It was clearly a dolphin, but speaking perfect human language through what appeared to be an advanced translation system. "People of Earth, I am High Admiral Kai of the Cetacean Alliance. For 50,000 years, we have shared this planet with you, evolving our separate civilizations in different domains. Yours on land, ours in the oceans." In the White House Situation Room, the President of the United States stared at the screen in disbelief. "Is this real?" "All verification protocols indicate this is being broadcast from within Earth's oceans," her national security advisor confirmed. And it matches the anomalies we've been tracking. Admiral Kai continued. We have maintained our secrecy as your species developed, watching your progress with interest and occasionally concern. We have never interfered in your affairs. However, circumstances now compel us to reveal ourselves. The broadcast showed footage of the Union mothership hovering above the Pacific, then shifted to underwater battles between Dolphin forces and alien vessels. 24 hours ago, an extraterrestrial force entered Earth's atmosphere with the intention of colonizing our oceans. They deemed these waters empty of intelligent life and ripe for exploitation. They were mistaken. Around the world, humans gathered around screens, their understanding of their place in the universe fundamentally shifting. They were not alone, not even on their own planet. We have engaged this hostile force and currently have the advantage. However, they have now reached out to your governments, seeking alliance against us. They offer technology and protection in exchange for your aid. In orbit, Admiral Voss watched the broadcast with mounting horror. The cetaceans had outmaneuvered him completely. We ask you to consider, Admiral Kai continued, who has shared this world with you peacefully for millennia, and who arrived yesterday with intentions of conquest. The strategic brilliance wasn't lost on Admiral Voss. By revealing themselves directly to humans, the cetaceans had seized the narrative. They were no longer mysterious ocean monsters, but fellow Earth inhabitants defending their home. In the Pacific, Fleet Headquarters, Admiral Helen Reeves made a decision. Move all vessels away from the combat zones. Whatever's happening out there, those dolphins have a better claim to Earth's oceans than these aliens. Similar orders echoed across human military commands worldwide. Without explicit coordination, humanity made its choice. They would not intervene against their newfound planetary cousins. Dr. Tom Reed was brought before the United Nations Security Council as one of the few humans with prior knowledge of the Cetacean Alliance. Why didn't you tell us? Demanded the Secretary General. It wasn't my secret to share, Tom replied simply. They've harmed no one. They've developed their civilization in harmony with their environment. They asked only for privacy, something we humans have rarely granted to any species we encounter. In the Mariana Command Center, Echo received reports from the 7 Leviathans. The Union forces were in retreat, their colonization attempt thwarted by unexpected resistance. The human military forces are withdrawing from all combat zones, Finn reported. They're giving us space to finish this, Echo nodded. And the aliens? Their mothership is preparing to leave orbit. Our last attack damaged their primary propulsion systems, but they can still retreat. Echo considered for a moment. Allow them to leave. They must carry word back to their Union about what they found in Earth's oceans. The battle was ending, but its implications were just beginning to unfold. 2 native Earth species now faced the stars together, one that had reached for them, and one that had built its civilization in the opposite direction, into the depths. 3 months after the Dolphin Battleship incident, as humans had taken to calling it, the Joint Human Cetacean Council convened for its first official meeting. The council chamber, built on a floating platform in international waters, represented the first formal diplomatic exchange between humanity and the Cetacean Alliance. Ambassador Jack Wilson, representing the United Nations, still felt overwhelmed by the responsibility. How does one negotiate with a civilization that had remained hidden for 50,000 years? The floor recognizes Admiral Kai of the Cetacean Alliance, announced the mediator. The massive holographic tank in the center of the chamber illuminated, showing the Dolphin admirals swimming in what appeared to be an elaborate underwater chamber. Thank you, Ambassador Wilson. Today marks a historic step for both our species. For too long, we have developed separately on the same planet. The alien incursion has forced our hands, but perhaps this premature revelation will ultimately benefit us all. Jack nodded. The question on everyone's mind: why stay hidden for so long? Your technology clearly surpasses ours in many areas. Admiral Kai performed what humans had come to recognize as the dolphin equivalent of a thoughtful nod. Our evolutionary path diverged from land mammals approximately 50 million years ago, when our ancestors returned to the ocean. Our intelligence evolved differently, communal, connected to the ocean itself. We developed technology that worked with water, not against it. The hologram shifted to show underwater cities, living architecture that blended seamlessly with coral, reefs, and ocean trenches. We observed your species rise with great interest, But we also saw your tendency to dominate rather than cooperate, to exploit resources rather than live in balance. We feared what might happen if our civilizations met before either was ready. On screens worldwide, humans watched the exchange with fascination. The revelation of the Cetacean Alliance had fundamentally altered humanity's understanding of intelligence and civilization. Religious doctrines were being rewritten, scientific textbooks revised, philosophical debates reignited. In orbit, the International Space Station had been joined by a new satellite, an underwater-to-space relay station built with Cetacean technology, establishing Earth's first unified planetary defense system. The alien threat has been repelled for now, Jack acknowledged, but their union may return with greater force. Our separate species must find a way forward together. Agreed, said Admiral Kai. Which brings us to the proposal before this council, the Jupiter Outpost. The hologram changed to show designs for a massive joint installation on Jupiter's moon Europa, a water world beneath its icy surface, ideal for cetacean habitation, while humans would occupy the surface installations. A joint venture into space, Jack mused. Humans providing the experience of living in vacuum and low gravity, cetaceans providing superior propulsion technology and habitat engineering. In the wreckage of the Union mothership, now a research facility in the Mariana Trench, Dr. Lisa Park worked alongside Dolphin scientists to reverse engineer alien technology. The integration of three distinct technological approaches, human, cetacean, and alien, was yielding breakthroughs daily. Their faster-than-light drive is fascinating, remarked Delph, her Dolphin colleague. Based on principles similar to our deep ocean pressure manipulation technology, but applied to space-time fabric. Lisa nodded. With your understanding of pressure dynamics and our experience with radiation shielding, we might actually improve their design. The revelation had also forced both species to confront uncomfortable truths. Humans had to acknowledge their exploitation of the oceans and pollution of cetacean habitats. The Cetacean Alliance had to acknowledge their passive observation of human suffering, choosing non-interference even during humanity's darkest moments. In the Cetacean High Council, Echo, now elevated to Strategic Defense Director, faced difficult questions. Was revealing ourselves truly necessary? Asked the Yuste Narwhal Elder. We repelled the aliens. We could have returned to the shadows. Echo shook his head. The Union knows about us now. They'll return eventually. And next time, they'll come prepared for aquatic resistance. We need humanity's capacity for innovation, their space presence, and their numerical advantage. And they need us, added Finn. Our understanding of adaptation, our sustainable technology, our defensive capabilities. Together, we're stronger than either species alone. As the first joint human cetacean space mission prepared for launch from the Pacific platform, Admiral Voss stood before the Galactic Union Security Council light years away, delivering his report. Earth cannot be colonized through conventional means, he concluded. The planet hosts not one, but two advanced civilizations, now allied against external threats. Their combined technological capabilities, while individually inferior to ours, create defensive synergies we cannot easily overcome. The Grand Counselor leaned forward. Your recommendation, Admiral? Voss hesitated only briefly. Classification, prohibited zone. No Union vessel should enter Earth's system without explicit diplomatic clearance. The motion passed unanimously. Earth, and particularly its oceans, would be left alone. 500 years after the Dolphin Battleship incident, Union explorer Drav sat in a dingy spaceport bar at the edge of Union territory, listening to an old trader's tale. You're telling me, Drav said skeptically, that the reason the entire Sol system is classified as a prohibited zone is because of dolphins? The trader, an ancient being with 4 eyes and weather-beaten skin, nodded solemnly. Not just dolphins. Dolphin battleships. Other patrons chuckled. The story had become legend, growing more outlandish with each retelling. Drav had heard versions involving telepathic sea creatures, ocean gods, and water that came alive to fight invaders. Let me guess, Drav said. These dolphins had lasers on their heads? Laugh all you want, the trader replied, undeterred. I knew someone on Voss's expedition. What they found in Earth's oceans was no joke. Across the galaxy, Earth had gained a fearsome reputation. The only planet known to host 2 separate advanced civilizations, one that reached for the stars, and one that weaponized the very oceans they called home. The human Cetacean Federation now maintained embassies on 37 worlds, their distinctive double helix flag representing the intertwined destinies of two Earth species. Their ships, massive water-filled vessels with terrestrial sections, were unmistakable, crewed by both humans and cetaceans working in perfect coordination. The thing about Earth mammals, the trader continued, lowering his voice, is they hold grudges. The dolphins remember every slight against their oceans. The humans remember every threat to their planet. Together, they remember everything. In the centuries since first contact, the alliance had proven formidable. Human adaptability and cetacean patience. Human aggression and cetacean strategy. The Union had wisely kept its distance, establishing cautious diplomatic relations instead of risking another incident. I still don't see how water mammals defeated a Union invasion fleet, Drav insisted. The trader shrugged. They understood something we didn't, that a planet isn't just land and resources. Earth's oceans aren't empty space to be colonized. They're home to an ancient civilization that had 50,000 years to prepare for outsiders. And these leviathans? Giant living ships? Biomechanical marvels. The cetaceans don't build technology like we do. They grow it, shape it, become part of it. Their battleships are part creature, part machine, with weaponized sound and pressure, manipulation beyond anything in our arsenal. In the Sol system, Jupiter's moon Europa had become the showcase of human cetacean cooperation. Its subsurface ocean housed vast cetacean cities, while humans occupied the surface installations. Together, they had transformed the moon into a fortress world, the first line of defense for Earth. Admiral Echo, now preserved in the Hall of Memories as one of the Alliance's founding figures, had once said, "The incident wasn't just about defending our waters. It was about establishing a principle that would echo across the stars. Earth's oceans are not for taking." That principle had become doctrine. Throughout the known galaxy, military academies taught the Dolphin Battleship incident as a cautionary tale about underestimating indigenous species and the folly of assuming uninhabited space. No Union vessel had attempted unauthorized entry into Earth's oceans since. The few scientific expeditions permitted were conducted under strict supervision, with multiple fail-safes and constant monitoring. Back in the bar, the ancient trader finished his drink. You know what the dolphins say about that day? The surface dwellers look up at the stars and wonder if they're alone. We look up at the surface and know we never were. As Drav left the bar, he glanced at a docked Earth vessel in the spaceport. Its massive central section, a transparent tank filled with ocean water, contained several dolphins moving with purpose among human crew members. The ship's name was painted proudly on its hull, EFS Leviathan. He shuddered involuntarily. Perhaps there was truth to the legend after all. Perhaps the galaxy was wise to give Earth's oceans a wide berth, for in the depth of those blue waters lurked the memory of the Dolphin Battleship incident, and the promise that any who dared repeat Admiral Voss's mistake would meet the same fate. The legend had served its purpose. Earth's oceans remained inviolate, protected not just by cetacean technology and human allies, but by the most powerful force in the galaxy: fear.